Hi, my name is Justin. I'm a kid with a new kidney. I got a transplant about 2 months ago. 2 months today, actually. Today is the 2 month mark of my transplant, and it has been nothing short of amazing. It has been the most incredible experience I've had in my life. It has been the most humbling experience, and I'm grateful for it every day. And to have even made it to the 2 months mark, I feel very, very lucky. I was in kidney failure. I got diagnosed at 24 years old and I was in kidney failure for 3 years. And I started dialysis during that time. And I did just about 3 years of dialysis, 2 years and 11 months, but who's counting? I did about 3 years of dialysis. And yeah, I was resigned to so many more years of dialysis. I got told that I was probably going to be waiting 5 to 9 years based off of my blood type for a transplant and where I live. And yeah, I had kind of resigned myself to probably 5 years. I was coming up on the 3 year mark. It's like, I'll probably just end up being somewhere between that 5 and 9. And then, like they say, you get the call when you least expect it. You really do. That's a story for another time. That's a really long story. But today I just want to talk about what it's like to be 2 months post transplant because, like I said, it's the most humbling thing ever, and I feel lucky to have even made it this far, which sounds weird because it feels like just yesterday I got a transplant, and 2 months doesn't sound like a lot of time, right? But the reality of kidney transplants is that you can, hopefully you have a transplant for 10, 20, 30 years, but you might only have a transplant for 5 years, 7 years, 2 years, 2 months. And if this is all I get, I'm going to be grateful for it. But at the same time, you know, you can have it for even less. You can have it for maybe only a month, maybe only a few weeks. Sometimes they put in the new kidney and it doesn't even wake up. And hitting every single milestone in these first 2 months has been incredible. Like hitting the first few days, every day for the first 3 or 4 days, I'm like, please just numbers keep going in the right direction. Please just work. And it did, thankfully. And then they sent me home. And then, you want to hit the first week. Okay, made that. Let's hit the second week. And then let's hit the third and then the fourth, the first month. And literally, like, yeah, it's just like eight-ish, nine-ish weeks now, about 2 months. And, I'm still looking forward to like 3 months, 6 months, because I'm still, even though I'm like feeling great, I am still in the recovery period. I'm still under certain restrictions and needing to do all the things you need to do with a new transplant, especially medicine wise. And that's something that kind of continues forever. That's a really long road ahead. A transplant is a treatment, not a cure, right? So it's going to be something I'm kind of contending with for the rest of my life in a way. Hopefully it lasts me a lifetime, but it might fail and I might end up on dialysis and need another transplant. But I'm going to just keep doing what I can to keep this kidney as healthy as possible so that the kidney can keep me as healthy as possible. But I've learned so much in these first 2 months. And the idea that I had about transplant is actually somewhat similar, but also somewhat different than what it's actually been. It's been so much better to me than I thought it would. The recovery process has been smoother. The I don't know, just the restrictions have been less and they've lightened up quicker. The meds, thankfully, have been much more manageable than I thought they would. No crazy side effects. And I know that can theoretically change moving forward, but just to hit this 2 month mark in the way that I have, as comfortable as I have, I guess, if that makes sense. That has been the best part about this. It's been so incredible also to see the honestly, if I had to say one thing about the single best thing about my transplant, of course I appreciate that I have my life back in a way. I appreciate all my health and everything that I kind of lost. But the best part about my transplant has been seeing the joy and happiness and just like love that it brings other people. Whether they're family who are of course going to be happy for me, friends who will of course also be happy for me, or strangers that like don't even really know me or know me because I'm the son of someone they know, or maybe I'm a friend of their son, or random strangers that again don't know me, don't have any reason to really care about me in a way. They will hear that I get a transplant and just be so happy and send me such like warm messages and everything. And it's been so rewarding and just incredible to see like the humanity that has showed itself in this situation, because even if someone doesn't understand that I was on dialysis for 3 years and doesn't understand what that is and doesn't understand the struggle, they still, and they might not understand the intricacies of a transplant. I feel like just humans can understand what a transplant means for someone, whether it's a kidney or a liver or a heart or anything, they understand that like that if you need a transplant, that means you were clearly going through something, and getting that transplant is crossing a threshold that is like life changing. And again, no matter if they understand that or not, they understand the idea of it and understand what that means for that person. And that has been the most special thing to me. The best thing about the transplant is just seeing the warmth and positivity that me getting a transplant, which is like nothing that I technically did myself, that it brings. And it makes it a little deeper because my donor was a deceased donor, you know? Someone lost their life, and from that I got the greatest gift I've ever been given. And that's a really weird way to put it, right? That's a really weird way to think about it, to kind of, I don't know, feel that, even to say that I got the greatest gifts because someone passed away. That's that doesn't feel right, you know? But in a way, obviously them passing away was a part of it, but it's because that donor and the family of that donor made an incredible choice to, out of such a tragedy where they lost the life of someone they loved, to give life to others. Not only to me, you know, I'm not the only organ recipient of that donor, I imagine. I've gotten my life back, but I imagine that person affected so many lives. And in that, in giving just me the kidney, that has been so like such a ripple effect to so many more people feeling that love and joy and light of that donor, you know. And I imagine every recipient of that person's organs kind of feels the same way, you know, and that ripple effect stretches so far out, I bet. So yeah, I feel like you can't really understand the impact that something like that has. And to be like even just such a small part of it, you know, like to have his kidney, like that means something so special to me. And he was also like around my age. I just turned 28. I was 27 when I got the transplant. I just turned 28 a few days ago. And he was 31 years old. And that's so tragic to have someone so young pass away, you know, no matter what it's from. But the fact that, again, in losing that life, the life of that family, like that mom lost a son, that dad lost a son, like that my siblings might have lost a brother. And that's, thinking about that is so sad, but also knowing that like they chose to bring such joy into this world for other people, even though they experienced everything but that, you know, that incredible tragedy. They chose to give other people joy. And that's what I mean when I say it's been the most humbling experience of my life. And I will take this kidney and this donor because the donor is with me now. We're going as far as we can. I mean, in reality, he's taking me, you know, he's leading the path. I only have this life that I have now because of him. And yeah, we're gonna go as far as we can. But I just feel so grateful and happy, and I don't know. There's not really words. Ineffable is the best word to describe it, but that's a word that describes things that you can't describe with words. It's the best way that I can describe it. Just literally, no words can do it justice. And the positivity that that gift was given to me, I'm just gonna try to spread it as far and wide as I can. The light from that donor is now in me a little bit, and I'm gonna burn that bright, man. I'm a what's the word? I'm gonna fan that flame. I'm gonna fan that flame, make that light shine as bright as it can, and just, I don't know, try to spread the positivity and the humanity and the love that I've been given from this. I know this has been all over the place. This is actually my very first video. So welcome if you're here and you've made it this far. But yeah, I'm gonna try to just be positive on here. I'm just gonna try to show me. Name's Justin, by the way. Nice to meet you guys. But I'm just gonna try to show me living my life with this new kidney of mine. Things I like. I love video games. I love my dog. I love super outdoorsy stuff like hiking and traveling and rock climbing and paddleboarding. I'm like I said, I'm a big gamer too, and I watch a lot of shows. One Piece, I'll probably talk about that on here. Maybe certain games, but I also, like I've talked about here, if I had to guess, a vast majority of my stuff is going to be health related on here. It's going to be talking about my experience with health, my experience with just everything that I've been through, the kidney failure and now the transplant, and just positivity in general, and like light. You know what I mean? That's light and love. That's what I'm going to be all about. I know that's kind of corny. But if you like corny and you like cheesy, you're in good company here because that's pretty much runs through my veins. But yeah, if you made it this far, I just want to say thank you very much. I'm very much looking forward to whatever lies ahead, and this is happening because that donor, and I want to thank you guys for watching, but also eternal thanks to the donor and to all donors out there. Much love to them. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. And yeah, we'll talk very soon.